All right. All right, peeps. I know you're probably looking at the title like this is going to be an interesting topic. What's going on, King Hebrew? Good seeing you up in here, brother. Yeah. Yeah, and in the description box there's two articles that are pulled out of Daily Cost. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, King Hebrew. Yeah, doing pretty good. Appreciate the thumbs up, family. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's been interesting today because I'll tell you, and both of these articles has something to do with my state of Virginia. You know, the article about the Muslim Congresswoman, uh about the Congresswoman wearing a hijab at Capitol Hill. The newly elected Congresswoman, Ilhan Omar, I believe her name is, from Minnesota. Yeah, there's a pastor by the name of E.W. Jackson in Chesapeake, Virginia. And I'm going to take it that he's a middle-aged white man, baby boomer. Yes. He doesn't believe that Muslim women should be wearing hijabs on the congressional floor, much less on Capitol Hill. You know what I'm saying? Because right now they have a rule that you're not allowed to wear head covering on the congressional hall or anywhere around Capitol Hill, anywhere inside Capitol Hill. So I think Congress is working on. I think Congress or even a new Congress next year or something like that. They working on a measure to make an exception for someone who's a Muslim, who's of the Muslim religion, to wear hijab, because you know that's part of their head covering of the Islamic religion, especially for women. You know what I'm saying? And this pastor doesn't feel that anybody should be wearing a head covering on the congressional floor, much less inside Capitol Hill. You know, just to remind you, this is a middle class white man. You know what I'm saying? Who is saying this? They didn't say the article. That doesn't mention that he's white, but judging by his comments, if you was to read the article or read his comments, you could tell that he's a white man. He's a white man, a middle age, and he's a baby boomer. 9 times out of 10, he's a baby boomer. And you know how they are. They like things to be a certain way. They feel that things have to be decency and order, even if it offends people of color or people who are not Christian. So there it is with that. You know what I mean? And the other article is also from Virginia. It's at a Virginia school, West Point, Virginia, which is 40 miles. They say it's 40 miles north of Richmond. And the teacher was fired. Hey, what's going on, K Hills? Oh, it's my first time seeing you up in here. I don't know if you coming up in another. I don't know if this is a different name you have, or you may have came here before. But good seeing you up in here, K Hills. Yeah. The next story is about about the teacher in West Point, Virginia, Keisha Hills. How you doing, Keisha? Good seeing you up in here. Yeah, and this teacher teaches at a school in West Point, Virginia, which is 40 miles north of Richmond. And this teacher remind you, this teacher did not call a student. This is a white teacher. He did not call the student by his proper pronoun. You know what I'm saying? Because the student is a transgender student transitioning from female to male. Caitlyn Jenner. Does Caitlyn Jenner ring a bell? Yeah. So he gets fired for not calling that student by his proper pronoun. When I was in school, we didn't have shit like this. And I know those of y'all who are of age, when y'all was in school, y'all didn't have any of this shit either. This is ridiculous. This man gets fired for not calling the student by their proper pronoun. That's the sick. These LGBTQ or elemental P people, whatever you want to call them, cocksuckers, they really are enforcing their agenda. And they even giving children rights. When we were kids, we did not have rights. So when does a child have rights? Come on now. I believe that children should be treated humanely, but not like this. This is going too far. And there's an agenda going on. It's to place LGBTQ peeps and Muslims over black people. Now, the only reason why this Ilya Mohar is being treated better is because she's a Muslim. Black people and black Christians get treated like crap. You know what I'm saying? Even a white Christian gets more favorable treatment than black people and black Christians. Because guess what? When we get shot on the street, nobody's not going to be asking if you're gay or if you're a Christian. Only thing they see is that you're black. And if you're brown enough, you're a problem. That's just simple, point blank. If your ass is too light skinned, then they may make an exception for your ass. That's just how white American society works. It's white privilege coupled with the system of racism or white supremacy, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? And I left those two articles in the description box so y'all could read for yourselves as to this monstrosity. You know, I personally, I really don't have a problem with Muslims being treated favorably per se, but this LGBTQ community being favored over us, in which our ancestors provided us civil rights, so these LGBTQ people can have civil rights. Man, I don't know what to say, man. This is ridiculous. I'm like, really? Really? Yeah, right, King Hebrew. And the Me Too crowd fits into the equation as well. You know what I'm saying? The Me Too crowd, LGBTQ crowd, they're all bullies. They are really bullying their way, and they are getting their way. You know what I'm saying? And another reason why I don't have a problem with Muslims, because it's part of their religion to keep their head covered and stuff like that. There's another religion, I think they're the Sikhs. Sikhs, the Sikhs. They also have a head cover. They also, part of their religion is to keep their head covered as well. Men and women, I believe. You know what I'm saying? I bet that's a good essay, Keisha Hills. I bet that's a good essay. Man, I'm gonna have to have you if if you have it on disc or something, you could send your essay to me. I would love to read that. Yeah, I may have to put my email address into the description box or in the comments section. Yeah. Yeah, so you can if you want to send me a copy of your essay, I would love to read that. Yeah, so like you said, Keisha Hills, this is all just to show that Black lives don't matter. This Black lives don't matter is not just a slogan. This is the way of life that we have been under for over 400 years. You know what I'm saying? So what else is new? It just seems like we got a couple of feel good stories, but then you got some more stories that makes you shake your head. Like, wow, they are really reaching and stretching here. They are really reaching and stretching. And even some Black Christians feel threatened by this LGBTQ nonsense when it comes to same-sex marriage. Churches who refuse to marry same-sex couples will lose their tax-exempt status. I don't know how many states this is going on. I don't know how many cities this is going on. I'm sure it is going on in certain cities and states in this country. And my state of Virginia is usually a conservative state. They don't have... 50 years ago, state of Virginia wasn't like this, where a child has rights, where you have to name a child a particular pronoun. Virginia schools didn't have any of this back in the 50s and 60s. And that's not too long ago. I mean, it took Virginia a long time to desegregate the schools. Which I personally think turned out to be a disaster. But that's just my opinion on it. If the white parents don't want their kids to be schooled with Black kids, that's fine. Just have Black and white schools. You might as well have two different nations anyway. I mean, this nation is made up of white America and Black America anyway. So why don't we just make that into legislation? Why don't we just make that official? Make it look like Black America and white America is separate, and that we respect our boundaries. See, the problem with white people, they don't respect our boundaries. That's the problem with white people. But we respect their boundaries. You see what I'm saying? That's hypocrisy. But the minute we don't respect their boundaries, they have a problem. Matter of fact, we ain't even gotta disrespect their boundaries. They just don't want us to do anything. They don't want us to protest. They don't even want us to vote. Exactly, King Hebrew. Exactly, Keisha Hills. Because you know why, Keisha Hills? We're not even classified as citizens anyway. Check out the Dred Scott decision of 1857. That tells you everything right there, that we are not citizens on this land. But they won't deport us. Because there's too many of us here in this country. There's more than 40 plus million Black people in this country. Just like there's less than 200 million white people in this country. The census numbers are all screwed up. And you know why white people's numbers are so high? Because they claim everybody else as white, such as the North Africans, the Arabs, certain Asian groups, certain Hispanic and Latinos. so on and so forth. Exactly, King Hebrew. Exactly. We have been the economic engine that has been keeping this fascist white country going for over 400 years. We have built this shithole of a nation from the ground up. And the only reason why this nation is a shithole is because all of these peckerwoods and crackerzoids. And then they have the nerve via 45 to be calling every other black and brown nation a shithole nation. I mean, shoot. Do you see the CNN today? Oh boy, 45, man. Him and Pelosi and Schumer got to a argument there. Like, it just looked at real silly. Because it's like this. Okay, I understand you want to have border security. But the thing is, y'all not protecting the homeland. Because y'all don't even have enough military bases in this country. Y'all close down most of the military bases in this country, but don't even close down military bases that are in various countries around the world. How the hell are you supposed to be protecting the fucking homeland if you don't have bases in your own nation, within your own homeland? That shit does not make sense to me. And I'm ex-military and I know this. Oh, hell yes, King Hebrew. It was very childish. Exactly, Keisha Hills. Yup. And they all, and you know what's funny? These so-called intellectuals, such as W.E.B. Du Bois and others, they finally realized what people like Booker T. Washington and Marcus Garvey was saying. They were all about us being a self-sufficient people. And they finally saw the light, but it was too late for them. It was too late for W.E.B. Du Bois, in which he just gave up. He was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just move my ass to Ghana and live the rest of my life. I'm not even gonna waste my time with these niggers. So that's what he did, and he ended up passing away in Ghana. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he passed away in the year 1970. I may have to check on that. But back to 45 and that little meeting they had at Capitol Hill today, all televised by CNN. I'm just looking like, wow. But his reasoning for having the wall, I don't agree with. Because first of all, the criminals in this country are not Mexican, or don't come from Mexico. They are in America, and they're crackerzoid, peckerwood type people. Those are your criminals. They have been criminals ever since the first crackerzoid peckerwoods came to this country over 400 years ago. Nobody is talking about that. Not Pelosi, not Schumer. And you know 45 ain't gonna talk about it. Because it's gonna destroy his ego. They need to, Pelosi, Schumer, these, and the media, they need to stop feeding into this man's narcissism. He died in 1963. Thanks, King Hebrew. Yeah, I figured he died somewhere around even the 1960s or early 1970s. Okay, 1960s. That makes sense. Wow, that's the same year that Martin Luther King speech. So Martin Luther King's speech came about. That I have a dream. Yeah, that was really for white people, but you know what I mean. But yeah, not one of them. They are just feeding this narcissist beast. Wow, Keisha Hills. Oh, wow. That is something. That is something. That's very synonymous. I'm glad you brought that up, Keisha Hills. Great point right there. That is something. It's kind of like It's kind of like ushering the revolutionary into something completely docile. Yeah, he definitely lived a long time. Yeah. I figure he died somewhere in his 90s. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep. Yep. But yeah, it's just ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous. But the fact that LGBTQ people are treated better than us is even more ridiculous. This idea of this having this wall, this man is so focused on having a wall. Yeah, that's right, Keisha Hills. Yep. Sure was the end of an era. Yep. This man is so focused. This man, 45, is so focused on having a wall that he's willing to shut down the government just because he won't get funding for that bullshit ass wall. It's going to cost what? $5 billion. He claims he needs $5 billion. The Congress granted him $1.3 million. And according to Schumer, he didn't even use 10% of that money. He didn't use not even 10% of that money. So out of that 1.3 billion, they said his administration, the White House, only used 6% of that money. That's less than $80 million of that money that's being used. What the hell are they doing? What are they doing? Yeah, exactly, King Hebrew. Wow, what in the hell are they doing? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'm just like, it really does not make any sense. You can't protect the homeland by spending less than $100 million. Personally, I think he shouldn't have been granted the 1.3 billion in the first place, and he wants another $5 billion, and he didn't even spend the 1.3 billion dollars that Congress had gave him. Come on now, Trump cannot have his way. He's gonna have to realize he cannot have his way. That's what Pelosi and Schumer was telling him. Was trying to get through to him, but it's not getting through to him. It's not getting through to him. Exactly. Exactly, Key Hebrew. He's definitely playing everybody. He know what he's doing. He know what he's doing. He ain't slick. He ain't slick. I mean, he has everybody under his thumb, including the media, especially CNN. This is the same network that fired Mark Lamont Hill for his pro-Palestinian stance in a speech that he made at the UN. I'm looking like, wow, you gonna hire a nigga over that bullshit from a people who don't give a fuck about us? Or from a people that never cared for us? Wow. Come on, man. Y'all can do a better job than that, CNN. Because that is some bullshit. Too bad I don't have Twitter. Because, man, I will send this video to CNN. Fuck it. Yeah, exactly, Keisha Hills. It is an ass backwards speech. And this is the same nigga who would never cape for us. This is the same nigga who never caped for Bill Cosby. This is the same nigga who went after he went after some of our people. I know he went after Farrakhan. I don't know what other black people he went after, but this guy, man, he doesn't speak for us, man. While he was on that network, he didn't really speak for us. Not even when they had a segment on police brutality, when he was arguing with that crackazoid former police chief in New York, Harry Hawk, whatever the hell his last name is. If that's how you say it, whatever his name is, that Harry Hawk guy. Come on, man. He didn't even really do a good job debating him on police brutality or why police shouldn't be shooting us down like dogs. And this Harry Hawk, he was just going in on his racism. You know what I'm saying? Talking about making it look like it's the victim's fault. Or it's the black brother's fault. Or the black sister's fault who's being victimized by these KKK cops. Yup, exactly, Keisha Hill. You must be familiar with the ISIS papers too. Yeah, where she talks about black men being emasculated. And it's been a process. But I think that process has almost fully come to form. Not only you got your coons and bootlickers, you also got your emasculated men as well. Your black LGBT people. Most of them are emasculated. You know what I'm saying? There are a few who will cape for us. There are a few who will say that they're black first before they say that they are homosexual. There are a few out there. And in fact, there's one guy, he writes his articles on Medium by the name of his last name, I think his last name is McKenzie. Sam McKenzie is his name, that's right. Sam McKenzie. His articles is on medium.com. Sometimes I will share his articles too. What's going on, KD? Yup, exactly. And you know what, KD? I said the same thing about the LGBT community. Fuck them too. And you know what? That was the comment that got me kicked off of Facebook. That got me banned for Facebook for 30 days. But I'm not going back to Facebook. If they can't allow me to vent and rant, there's no reason for me to be on Facebook. Facebook to me is off white and black liberals and progressives. I ain't with that shit. I ain't down with being politically correct and all that bullshit. Fuck all that. Besides, Facebook is run by the fucking feds anyway. You know what I'm saying? They all up on Facebook. And you know, they gonna make sure a certain comment don't get out to the masses, which is why they have to ban people and cut off videos and delete videos, so on and so forth. Only time they would delete a video if somebody was murdered on Facebook Live, then they would delete the video. They would get the police would get the evidence, then they would delete the video. You know what I mean? So that's how that works with that. But yeah, man, this whole idea of these LGBT or elemental P bastards inserting their agenda on the rest of us is downright sickening. Even the children, even transgender children have rights now. Ain't that some ridiculous shit? Downright ridiculous. It doesn't make sense, man. We ain't never had no rights when we were in school. Get the fuck out of here with this shit. Come on now. Or because you didn't call a child by their proper pronoun? Oh no, hell no. Hell no. I don't even pay to be a fucking teacher nowadays. Hell nah. This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. Exactly, King Hebrew. King Hebrew, like you said, you get in trouble when you tell the truth. And I'm right there with you, KD. To all these heathen enemies. Yeah, they're going to get what's handed to them, KD. No freaking doubt. They're going to get what's handed to them. Most High is pissed off. And he's going to restore his kingdom back to us. This is our kingdom any daggone way. This planet is ours any daggone way. We were the first inhabitants here. Everything was fine until these peckerwoods showed up. When they showed up, they destroyed everything. Yeah, I hear that, Keisha Hill. Yeah, that's funny. Straight from Coming to America. Yeah. It's all ours. Exactly, KD. Yes. Real, man. Real. Big ups to everyone who's trying to stay close to the Most High, man. I tell you. These are some wicked times that we living in on the real. The descendants of Esau, they're going to get what's handed to them. Straight up and down. Straight up and down. But as a people, yeah, it's going to be time for us to build. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, most definitely, KD. Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, let me know while we doing a live stream, fam. I'll definitely be able to come on, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this is where we at right now. This is where we at right now. But shout outs to that Muslim Congresswoman, though. The black Muslim Congresswoman. They didn't mention her race, but shouts out to her for renting her congressional seat. You know what I mean? And the reason why I put that article on there is because these racists, these white racists, they are just so homophobic. In this old school blatant racism that emerged back in the 50s and 60s. This is old school racism they're reverting back to. Trump is taking this country morally all the way back to the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Maybe this is what we need as our wake-up call for us to rise as a people. Yup. I agree with you, KD. We got to think, eat, sleep, and piss war. Most definitely. Yup, exactly, Keisha Hills. But you know what, Keisha Hills? Then they're not going to be able to destroy those people. Yeah, they're going to be a difficult people to break down. And I'm glad they stood their ground. They gave that Peckerwood a lesson he'll never forget. Send him to the pits of hell. Yes. Mm-hmm. Woo. If some of our people could start doing the same daggone thing, we'll be, woo. These cuckosaurs would be scared. That's right, KD. Yep. Sun is still kicking their asses. You know, we was to put them on the plantation field. You know, their skin would be so blotched up. Not only would they be tired, if their skin would be so blotched up, man, you'd be looking at them like, you know what? These people are useless. Let's get them off the field. That's why that indentured servitude thing never worked. They were useless. They were useless slaves. But the thing was, they weren't really slaves like chattel slaves. They were They were slaves in the fact that they were getting paid to pay off a debt. Shoot, hell, that's pretty much what we're doing today. For those of us who work for an employer, we're getting paid to pay off a debt, pay for where you live. Some cases pay for your electricity. In some cases pay for cable, if you got cable. For those of you who don't watch television, that's all right too. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's a great thing. I don't have a television in my room, and I don't plan on ever getting a television in my room because it's nothing but bullshit and manipulation on television. Television is really designed to deprogram you to think a certain way, to have us walking around looking like zombies, using the talking points that they used on television. Absolutely, KD. Yeah, I hear that. Definitely. Economically, absolutely. Absolutely. That's right, King Hebrew. It used to be known as the idiot box. I remember some of my teachers when I was in school, they used to call it the idiot box. Yeah. And I used to have a pamphlet. It wasn't really a pamphlet. It was something written about, it says, turn off your TV or something like that. And I used to have another report, not a pamphlet, but a report about Satanism. I wish I would have kept all that stuff, man, but I left that stuff in my aunt's house for so long. That stuff is gone now, but that stuff actually tells the truth as to what's really going on out here. Absolutely, KD. DVDs are definitely better than cable, no doubt. Yep, that's right, Keisha Hills. Absolutely. Yeah. So that's pretty much all I want to say, family. I'll just let y'all know what the deal is, man. I'm gonna definitely be putting this video on Black Junction so everybody could come in and watch. If y'all got Black Junction, my name is the same as it is here on YouTube. You know what I mean? So oh wow. I bet, King Hebrew, you know that was a long time ago. When they used to cut the television off to play the national anthem. Yep. I bet. Exactly, KD. Coons do need the rot. No doubt. All right, KD, that's cool. Yeah, that'll work. Most definitely. But yeah, man. Once we build up economically, we'll be the strongest economic engine on this planet. Every country around the world will look at us either with envy or to be figuring out what we doing. Yeah, and it's gonna be a whole bunch of coons we're gonna have to eliminate. A whole bunch of them. They are just drinking the white supremacist juice right now. And some of them, and it's sad to say, some of them don't even fucking realize it. We got some of these niggas on fucking YouTube who are drinking the white supremacist juice. Yeah, most definitely, KD. Yeah. Yep. Because economically right now, we could definitely stop shopping black, especially during the holiday season, rather than spending our money on these big time retailers. These are white racist retailers. Shoot. I don't even mess with the white racist retailers that much, unless it's something that I really need to get. Some of the stuff that I need to get, sure, I may end up buying that on the on the WeBuyBlack.com website. Yeah, like you said, King Hebrew, thanks for putting that link up there. Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, exactly, Keisha Hills. And that's definitely, yeah. That's definitely gonna be huge work to get rid of the Black Coon Caucus. And like KD said, they're all worthless. That means we got to start this thing. We got to start this thing without these, because they're the ones who placed us in this predicament in the first place. People such as John Lewis, who constantly brag about, well, I was sprayed upon and beaten up and this and that when I was down there in Selma, Alabama with the rest of the marchers. And I was one of the 2 people from SNCC who joined up with Martin Luther King's civil rights movement. I thought it was a great cause, and I thought it was a great cause, and it made America great again. Some bullshit like that. Without Martin Luther King's contribution to this nation, we would not be where we're at today. Oh, you mean in the burning house? John Lewis? That's what Martin Luther King said. Oh, I forgot. John Lewis didn't read that part. Oh, damn it. He didn't get the memo that Martin Luther King said we were in a burning house called integration. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah. John Lewis is a little slow. He can't help it. We can't build a nation around you, John Lewis, and the rest of your congressional coon caucus. Nope. Y'all cause too much destruction as it is. So we're supposed to integrate with these pale-skinned monkeys, these peckerwoods, these crackerzoids, these opioid crackheads. That's all they do is get on opioids all day because they lost their fucking jobs. They can't even hold a fucking job now because they using opioids, because they have this addiction to opioids. Just because they're a little depressed. Depressed of what? Y'all got everything handed to you. Same for the LGBT community. They got everything handed to them. There's more LGBT people in the higher echelons of government, Hollywood, and the entertainment industry than anybody else. So don't tell me that the LGBT community is oppressed. You can miss me with that shit unless your ass is black. Come on now, get the hell out of here with that bullshit. Yup. Exactly, King Hebrew. Had they would have had guns, King Hebrew, man, them crackers would not have came at them the way that they did. It would have been hell on earth. It would have been like the fucking Crusades, if it need to be. Fuck that. And the police got their guns, we gotta have our fucking guns too. Shit. That's ridiculous nonviolence. That's some bullshit. I'm glad Malcolm and the Black Panthers came on board. Malcolm had his peeps, had a whole bunch of his peeps, man. They came out there strong. But see, they didn't have guns either. Shoot, they intimidated the police. Now, what the Black Panthers did, they really intimidated the police. Yeah, they had their guns, especially in California. which is why they had to change that law because of the Black Panthers. They got so intimidated the Black Panthers, they ended up changing that damn law. I was like, well, I declare, you're not allowed to bring guns in the state capital of California. Woo, woo. And Reagan was governor at the time. Ain't that some shit? Yep, that's right, Keisha Hills. That's why his inner circle turned on Dr. King. Yep. His inner circle what aligned with the feds anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it was that's why MLK got assassinated. Hey, good to see you in here, Mike Jones. Yeah, I agree with you on that, KD. Kevin Homo Hart. Yeah. Yeah, he a little homo. He having Shaq. He let Shaq sodomize him. Thinking it was a fucking joke. Oh, hell nah. That dick inside of... Pretend you sticking a dick inside another man's ass. Oh, hell to the fuck nah. Nah, y'all can't joke like that. Oh, no. See, Kevin Hart should have never apologized. Shoot, Kevin. As a matter of fact, I will say this about Kevin Hart not hosting the Oscars. That's a good question, Mike Jones. That's a good question. I think he's more of a coon than he's gay. But then again, anything is possible. I wouldn't be surprised if Kevin Hart is gay. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, that's right, Keisha Hills. Locking lips with The Rock while Shaq is hitting him from the behind. Woo! Oh my God! Woo! What a nasty threesome that is. Nah, that's okay. I don't think I want to watch that. Is there a black brother hosting the Oscars? Oh, yeah, that's right, Mike Jones. Yep. White supremacy sure did got him. You know what they did? They had to pull up tweets. They had to pull up videos and tweets that he said about homosexuals, about his child being a homosexual. What happens if his child was a homosexual and stuff like that? I'm like, come on, man. He was just keeping it real. Yeah, that doesn't make any type of sense. That's right, King Hebrew. I like what you said. But King Hebrew says MLK should have said, we come in peace. But if y'all get violent, we are going to get violent. Exactly. And that's exactly how the Black Panthers ran their self-defense movement as well. And there's also another self-defense movement that most people don't know about called Deacons for Defense. Definitely look that up. I think they came around even in the 60s or 70s as well. Right around the same time the Black Panthers did. Deacons of Defense. Deacons of Defense. Definitely check that out too. Google that or DuckDuckGo that when y'all get a chance. Yeah. Yep, exactly, Keisha Hills. Keisha Hills says that Cat Williams said you will never catch him in a dress or kissing a dude. Exactly. Exactly, Mike Jones. Yup. Oh, of course, Mike Jones. He did hate the white man, especially after what happened to Malcolm X. I think that's when his hate for white people began. You know what I'm saying? And that's what led to his assassination. That's right, Mike Jones. Yup. Most definitely. Most definitely. He wanted, after 1965, after Malcolm's assassination, I think that's when Martin Luther King wanted black people to be separate from white people. But the problem was 1966, yep, or 1966, yeah, but it was already too late at that point because integration has already been infiltrated within our society, even around that time, even though it was slow in some areas. The idea of it was deep in most black people's minds, and they were willing to give up everything to be integrated with these Peckerwoods and Caucasoids. Okay, Mike Jones, yeah, that's right. That's right. So probably around that time, Martin Luther King was slowly but surely. See, he kind of had to be slick in there. But then around after 1965, he started letting the gauntlets go. And I would say after the assassination of Malcolm X, all hell broke loose. He was like, fuck this shit. Yeah. Hey, how you doing, August Dreams? Good to see you up in here. Yeah, I mean, discussion of Martin Luther King, that could go on forever and ever. You know what I'm saying? And like I say, you know, everybody has good points on MLK. You know what I mean? Yeah, good to see you here, August Dreams. Mike Jones says something interesting, that you only become a threat when white people are influenced by you. That's an interesting statement right there. Yeah, feel free to keep the comments going. I'm just marinated with y'all right now. Shoot. For real. Yeah. Matter of fact, I was just using this little bit of time before Michi X comes on. I don't know what she's gonna be talking about tonight. Last night she talked about money, cars, clothes, and hoes. And that's when niggas, or money, clothes, and hoes, that's what niggas be getting into these days. Yeah. I mean, after the 90s, that's what really started happening to niggas, man. They just getting wrapped up in money, cars, clothes, and hoes. I mean, it's sad how a lot of our people, what a lot of our people have become. I even seen brothers with $200, $300 pairs of pants and $100 pairs of shoes for a pair of shoes that they put on their feet. And he probably don't even have a job. You know what I'm saying? Trying to hustle. I mean, come on, man. That's right, Mike Jones. The assassinations of Malcolm X and Martin was a psychological operation. Absolutely. Absolutely. And J. Edgar Hoover said it. His idea was to prevent future black messiahs. But guess what? There's a lot more of his black messiahs than even J. Edgar Hoover realized. They think they have gotten us in a corner. But there's always a loophole. We got the Most High, and we got our resources. And once we pull our resources together, and keep ourselves close with the Most High, we could come back on top just like that. That's right, Keisha Hills. Keisha Hills said when the Klan bombed the church, which killed the 3 princesses, you can see the breakdown of Dr. King. Absolutely. Yep. That was the last straw. You killed the future of America. And these were children. Who knows what they would have become had they not been killed in that church in Birmingham, Alabama, or Montgomery, Alabama. I think it's probably in Montgomery, Alabama, the 16th Street Baptist Church. Exactly, August Dreams. Yup. That's exactly why they created the BIE. That's exactly why they created it. Yup. Because really, for real, all of us who are doing social media videos and are speaking the truth and are not speaking or being politically correct, we're threats. We are threats. We are definitely threats. Even me doing this video is a threat to the establishment. Especially if you keep on sending it to CNN and MSNBC. Yeah, too bad I ain't got Twitter. Because, man, shoot. If I could find out what their email address, I email these videos to these motherfuckers. For all I care, I'll have them view my goddamn channel. The hell with that. Yup. That's right, Mike Jones. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mike Jones says gentrification will be the new black genocide. Absolutely. So as a people, man, yep, we got to start waking up. This is our time to rise. This is our time to rise and shine. And yeah, this pretty much all I'm gonna leave with y'all in this video. Yep. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna definitely put my email address on there. Keisha Hills, feel free to, when I put my email address, feel free if you want to, you can email me your essay or whenever you have a chance, or if you want to. I'm gonna put my email address in the description box or the comments. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, y'all peace out, family, and I'll see y'all in a little bit. All right, I'm out.